Hi guys, so I'm going to start off with the daytime tutorial, which I named Everyday Peach, and I'm going to start off by using the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation in Shell Beige, and I'm just dotting it all over my face, and then I'm blending it out with my Real Techniques Beauty Sponge. I picked this foundation because it's my absolute favorite from the drugstore. It gives excellent coverage, it lasts pretty much all day, and it just looks flawless, so I thought, why not use it? So once that's all blended out, I'm going to be using an eye primer by Jordana. This is the 12-hour Made to Last primer in Almond, and you guys, do you see how bad my under eyes are? I went to the Luke Bryan concert the night before and I just had way too much fun, so I had a rough night. I filled in my brows with the NYX Microbrow pencil, and then I set it with the Milani brow gel. Now moving on to setting my primer, I'm just using the Milani Dream Wonder powder and putting that all over the lids. So now moving on to the Morphe 35W palette, which is gorgeous. I'm taking the light medium brown shade. Unfortunately, these shadows don't have names, which I don't mind too much because there's like a ton of shadows, but this is just going to be my transition color slash blending color. So once that's in the crease and also right above, I'm taking probably the same color but maybe 2 shades darker, and with a more precise brush I'm just putting that in the crease and not as far up as the first shade, but still blending them into each other so I'll have a nice gradient. Now I'm picking up this very like orangey warm tone brown, and this is going right in the outer corner. As you can see, I'm using this small EcoTools shader brush, and this is just an everyday kind of peachy orangey look, so it's not going to be anything crazy. So before you comment, just know it's an everyday fall look. So I'm taking that orangey brown and just putting that right in the outer V, and then for all over the lid I'm taking this light peach shade and just packing that on. I'm blending all of those shades out together, and I have to say these Morphe shadows are really creamy and also really pigmented, so I'm really enjoying this palette. Now I'm picking up that chocolatey brown and pretty much putting that right on top of the like orangey brown. I personally needed just a little bit more definition. I wanted something a little bit more dark, so you can skip that step if you like, but I just had to do it. Now moving on to concealing my under eyes, because those were just, oh my god, I couldn't look at them any longer. So I'm putting that concealer right underneath my eyes, cleaning up the edge as you can see. I'm using the highlight shade from the Wet n Wild Contour and Highlight Duo to just set my under eye concealer so that it doesn't move throughout the day. And then once that's done, I always take the time to just set my chin and also my forehead. It brightens up and then it helps my foundation stay on in those areas. Now I'm taking the Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette, which is like an oldie but a goodie. Do you guys agree with me? And I'm taking that dark green crease color, and that's going on the bottom lash line. And then I'm going to be taking the orangey brown and just putting that right underneath the green so that the orange is popping from my lid and also on the lower lash line, so it all kind of ties together. So once that's done, I'm just going to go in with mascara. This is Covergirl's Lash Blast Length. Not my favorite, but it did the job, so I can't complain. Now I'm contouring with that same duo by Wet n Wild and just doing my cheeks and my temples as usual, nothing crazy. Now for some color, I'm using the Physicians Formula Bronze Booster in medium to dark and just going over the places that I contoured. I'm not going too crazy with the bronzer because, again, this is a daytime look and I need something that's fast and easy. So I'm just going light on the bronzer. And then for blush, I'm using Wet n Wild's Pearlescent Pink, which is a beautiful peachy color. I love it so much and I forget why I don't use it as often as I should. Now I'm taking the Physicians Formula Natural Shimmer Brick and just highlighting my cheekbones, and then also the bridge of my nose, which I didn't show, sorry. Now I'm taking L'Oreal's Peach Fuzz lipstick and then taking Milani's Natural Nude lip liner on top. I know that's kind of backwards, but it just worked for me. So this is the final look. It's definitely daytime appropriate, super fall appropriate as well, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. So now it's time for the nighttime tutorial, which is called Olive Smoke, and I'm using a lot of the same products. That way, whatever you use during the day, you could also use at night. So I'm starting off by using the Covergirl Ready Set Gorgeous foundation. I decided to choose this one because it's more on the dewy side, and I didn't want a super matte face. So this one's really good. It's still very flawless. It doesn't last as long as the L'Oreal Infallible matte, but it's still really, really good. I decided to use the same exact primer because it's awesome. It covers all of my veins and discoloration on my lids. I also use the same brow products as well. I just didn't do it on camera because it's super boring. I'm starting off by taking this light cream shade, and this is just going to help the blending process. Because I'm doing kind of a smokier look, I want the blending process to be super easy. So I'm using that light color, and then I'm taking that medium shade that I used in my first tutorial, and this is going to be the transition color. Putting that right in the crease, right above it, and then going into this really bright orange. I just needed a little tiny bit, and I used that Sigma E25 because I wanted it more precisely in the crease. So once that's all nice and blended, I'm taking this color by ColourPop. It's called Blaze, and it came in Kathleen Lights' like quad. I love this color so much. It's a beautiful olivey, goldish, bronzy color, and I felt like it was perfect for underneath the shadows that I'm going to be using a little bit later. I'm just spreading this color across my lid. I'm using a brush because I wanted a more precise application, but you can definitely go in with your fingers if you'd like. Now moving on to this like darker brown shade, and I'm putting this right in the crease. I want to blend out that line a little bit so it's not super duper harsh. I'm going into the Wet n Wild Comfort Zone palette and taking that dark green crease color and putting that right on top of Blaze. I really don't think this look would have turned out the way it did if it wasn't for Blaze. It just made the lid look so rich and creamy. It brought out that olive, it brought out that bronze. So I highly suggest using it and checking out the ColourPop shadows. I'm not sponsored or anything, I'm just saying it turned out really, really well. And I mean, surprisingly well. I didn't think Blaze would make that much of a difference. So once that's on, I'm just blending everything out with a clean blending brush, and then I'm going back into the Morphe palette and taking that orangey shade and just buffing that in the crease and a little bit above. I just want to blend out that green line, and I apologize for the lighting. That's the only thing that stinks about natural lighting. It's never consistent. So I'm taking that light medium brown shade and just of course blending and blending. The key right now is blending. So now I'm taking the LA Girl Pro Concealer, which I found at my like local drugstore. It's called Navarro. I was really surprised to find it there, and I'm just using it underneath my eyes. I really do like it. It's a little drying for me, but it's good. I'm taking that chocolatey brown and again buffing that in the crease and in the outer V. I'm using that eyelid shade from the Comfort Zone palette and putting it right in the middle of my lid. I wanted it a little bit brighter, so I mixed the eyelid shade and that light champagne brown bone color and put that in the middle of my lid, and it added a little bit of brightness. I really like the way it came out. So once that's on, I'm going back into the Morphe palette and just highlighting underneath my brows with the lightest shade in the palette, and then I'm going into the Telescopic Mascara by L'Oreal, which is one of my favorites. So I put that on, and then I'm just setting my under eyes with the L'Oreal True Match powder. Back to the Comfort Zone palette, I'm taking the dark crease color, which I used in my other tutorial on the lower lash line. Doing the same thing here, putting it all over, and then I'm taking that bright orange and then putting it right on top. So like before, I have the orange on the lids and then orange on the lower lash line. I love this contour brush. As you saw me, it's by Morphe. It's part of their vegan palette. So I'm taking the NYX Taupe blush and just contouring with that. Same technique as usual. I'm sorry, I might be boring, but I mean, how many other ways is there to contour? Please let me know. I'm using NYX Sunny Bronzer and just bronzing up my face, and I love this brush by Morphe as well. It's in their vegan palette, and it's just awesome. It's like the perfect bronzing brush. For blush today, I'm using Milani's Awakening Rose, which is a bronzy blush, and that was definitely what I was going for today. And then I'm using e.l.f.'s Gotta Glow blush to just highlight my cheekbones. For lips, I'm starting off with Jordana's lip liner in Rockn Rose to just outline, and then to actually fill them in, I'm using Milani's Amore Matte Lip Cream in Adore. So that completes my olive smoke tutorial. I think it's perfect for fall because I incorporated those oranges, that olive green. I know a lot of people have been focusing on emerald, but olive is just so much more fall. So I hope you enjoyed the daytime look as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to check out my Instagram where I post every single day, and also check out my last year's fall tutorials. See you next time. Bye.